So when we read the Bible reading today and we hear that Jesus went 40 days without food, I think we think that that's impossible. Like, nobody can go 40 days without food. I looked it up. It turns out that you can. The average human can go 50 days without food. That's a lot longer than I thought was humanly possible. Turns out the longest anybody's ever gone without food, by the way, in case you were curious, 382 days. Which was kind of ridiculous. It's a guy, and he had a doctor, and the doctor just gave him like kind of vitamins and minerals that your body needs, but he didn't eat anything for over a year, which is just amazing if you think about it. So the fact that Jesus was able to go 40 days, while we might call it impossible, is not a physical impossibility. What it was a physical reality of his spiritual truth. So his spiritual truth is that he wants God, he wants to be faithful, he wants to demonstrate his love for God, and he wants God more in his life than anything else, including food. And the physicality was that he wasn't going to eat food because he understood what the truth was, which is how important God is. And that made him able to fast. He wasn't able to remove the hunger, right? I think sometimes we get into this idea that God must have removed the hunger for him, or that, oh, well, this is Jesus, he is God, he must have just like made himself not feel the hunger. Or maybe he was able to sustain himself some other way, that he was able to gain nutrients from something else, and that wasn't the case either. What happened was, or what the case is that Jesus didn't believe the lies. That there are lies that attack you when you fast. Now, if you were to fast for 40 days, you would have all kinds of lies come into your head. And the first thing that would come to head is you don't need to do this. If you were to fast for 40 days, and I'm not saying that you should, but if you did, if you tried, the first thing that would come to your head is, I don't need to do this. In fact, if you fast for a day, that'll be the first thing that comes into your head as soon as you don't eat for one meal. Why am I doing this? What good is this? I don't need to do this. And that might be the place where you tap out. And then the next thing that's going to come to your head is, what good would this do anyway? How is my not eating or not partaking in something helping anything? Does God really want me to not eat? Is that what God wants, is to cause me pain? And then the next thing is, if you went long enough, you would start telling yourself, I'm going to hurt myself. I'd better eat. It's been 2-3 days. It's been 2-3 weeks. I haven't eaten. I'm going to have to eat or I'm going to hurt myself. Now that one you might not ever get through. You might not be able to get past that one where you have to think, what if I hurt my body? Because then the next thing happens. The next and final lie, which is your body lying to you, telling you you're going to die. If you fasted for 40 days, how many days do you think would happen before you heard that lie, before you told yourself, I'm going to die? Now that's a lie too. Because it doesn't matter, actually. You know what a martyr is? A martyr is somebody who loved the Lord so much that they refused to compromise their faith, and then that resulted in their death. They refused to believe the lies in the world that they had to do anything other than worship Jesus Christ. Somebody came up to them, and I don't know who it was, right? We can talk about all the martyrs generally, and said, look, you need to stop worshiping Jesus. You need to confess something else other than Jesus, and if you don't, I'm going to kill you. And the martyr said, no, I'm not going to compromise my faith. And then that person died because of their faith. So if you decided that you wanted to fast for 40 days, you would eventually come up against yourself, and your body would tell you, you're going to die, stop this, which is a lie. And then finally, at some point, sooner or later, and probably all in between, you would tell yourself, this is impossible. Nobody can fast for 40 days. And that lie is maybe the most insidious, because then you look at Jesus and you say, well, Jesus was God. I can't follow that model. It's impossible for me to be perfect like Jesus was, so I can't even try. And so you don't. and you believe the worst, most insidious lie of them all, that somehow the bar is lower for you than it was for Jesus, and it wasn't. See, Jesus was 100% man. We forget that. We know that he was God, and we know that he's 100% God, but he is 100% man as well. Now, don't do the math on that one. God is supernatural. He can do what he will do. But what I want you to hear is that he was absolutely 100% man. He was a human being. He bled like we bleed. He breathed like we breathe. He needs to eat like we need to eat. He had all of the temptations and all of the desires that we have. And the fact that he's able to do these things that he does doesn't mean that we can't do them. It means that we don't or we won't. And the reason that he didn't was because he didn't believe lies that we tell ourselves. Christ could have sinned. He was perfect, not because he was God, but because he knew intimately God, which means that everything else falls away, and the lies are really easy to see. The world has a lot of lies. I could tell you a lie, and I hope that you wouldn't believe it. What if I told you what you need to do is just seek your own happiness? If something's not making you happy, just get that out of your life. Just seek whatever makes you happy in the moment. And especially if a person's in your life, get rid of that person. You don't need to deal with them. Just go seek the people that will do whatever you want them to do with you, for whatever reason, and be with them. And then as soon as they stop doing that, then get rid of them. Get rid of those people. They're not necessary. I hope you would hear that that's ridiculous. That we don't just treat people like toys to be thrown away whenever we don't want them anymore. That's a ridiculous thing, that you shouldn't treat people, that you should be in relationships, and that those relationships are valuable. I hope you would call me out and call me a liar. But if I package these things in nice, pretty little packages, I bet you would believe them. Sound familiar to anybody? This is 1977 Rumors. That's the album. This is Fleetwood Mac. Go Your Own Way. Now, the entire album is amazing. If you don't know the album, I highly encourage you to listen to it. This song in particular is a song Carly Simon is telling her lover, her at the time, get out of here. Go your own way. I'm going to go on my way, and we're going to break up, and I don't care what you do with your life. Call it a lonely day. I don't care about you anymore. That's what she was telling us, and her lover, and anybody else for that matter. Which is that if your relationship's not working, get a new one. This is Outkast. Oh yeah, okay, some people know this one. This is Hey Yeah, Shake It Like a Polaroid Picture. Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, this is a beautiful song, because what's he saying in this song? If you know the words, nothing is forever. What makes love the exception? Why are you in denial? All you really want to do is to have pleasure and to do those things, and everything else can just fall away. He even admits, I'm not here to be your daddy, to take care of you, to love you. I just want to be your caddy, which is go on a nice little trip, and then I'll see you at the end. No, I'm going to go my own way. His whole purpose is that you're going to have relationships, and hey, you know what happens? You get some babies, and now you're a baby mama or a baby daddy, and that's okay. That's all right. You're just going to get a new one. That's okay, and that's all right. That's not okay. That's not all right. But we listen to this, and we consume these things, and we love them because they're good. And don't get me started on Taylor Swift, y'all. We could be here all day. And it's in other genres too. Don't think that just because you happen to listen to country, you're exempt. It's in there too. Oh yeah, one of my favorite lines in country songs of all time is, "Let me check you for ticks." And movies, Hollywood spends millions and billions of dollars telling us all what we want to hear. I don't even have to show you a clip, because you've seen enough movies where the woman is at the altar and she's about to marry this guy, and some boring pastor's up front. He says, "If now anybody has anything to say," and boom, the guy comes crashing in and he says, "Wait, don't get married." And then the woman standing next to what would be her husband ditches the guy and goes off with some other schmuck that just walked in the back of the church. You've all seen this because it happens in like every single romantic comedy ever. That is not reality. That's not an expectation. In fact, when I have couples who come to me and they want to get married, I put them through the ringer. I've got all kinds of things, and every single time, just about every single time, I have to look at, and this is sexist, but this is my experience, as anecdotal as it is, I have to look at the woman, and I have to tell her that all of her needs aren't going to be met just because she got married. That her husband-to-be isn't a mind reader and isn't going to be able to give you everything you want. And there will be rocky roads. And that doesn't mean that your marriage or your relationship isn't any good or valuable. It means that you're human. In fact, if you've been married for more than a year, you probably know what that rocky road is. And you know that those rocky roads end up being the thing that strengthen your marriage in the end. Not the ones that make it worse or less valuable. But Hollywood just cuts right at the end where everything is happily ever after. And we never see the reality of the situation. And so we have this distorted view sometimes. Now, I'm not trying to attack media or pop music. That's not my goal here, right? I don't want to say anything bad about those things. I just want you to pay attention that things that I would say you would call me a liar, as you should, are other things that are packaged beautifully and handed to us, and we swallow, jagged pill and all. So what's the cumulative effect of all of this? Your faith is going to be eroded. Your expectations are going to be twisted. You're going to have unreal expectations, and when those are met, you're going to think that something's wrong, and all of a sudden life isn't supposed to be the way it is, and if you turn to anything else, it might tell you the wrong thing. So what happens? You're being attacked. You're being preyed upon, just as sure as our Lord lives. There are temptations, there are beings trying to devour your soul. Peter puts it like this in chapter 5. He says, look, there are things in this world. You need to discipline yourself. You need to keep alert. Because like a roaring lion, your adversary, the devil, is prowling around looking for someone to devour. For those who have followed the wrong things. For those who don't know what's right and wrong, who don't know what's up and down, who have decided to follow something, anything, they will get devoured. Satan and evil forces are active, and they will redirect you. They'll tell you things. You don't need a God. They'll tell you that you can compromise. They'll tell you that God will understand whatever you're going through. They'll tell you that you're being an extremist. You don't need to go that far. They'll tell you that you know better than God. They'll tell you don't need to worry about it. They'll tell you whatever lie you want to hear. And then whatever one you agree to will be the one that redirects you. So that's why we fast. That's why we take things out of our life that we like, that we love, that we want, maybe even that we need, so that we might have a physical reality of a spiritual truth. That there is nothing in this world that will fill us like our Savior, Jesus Christ. That God's love and His forgiveness are better, more important than anything else, up to and including life itself. So I hope you've given up food or social media or alcohol or sweets, or maybe you've taken something on, which is effectively giving up of time, of inconveniencing yourself on purpose for God's purpose. And I want to encourage you to do those things. If you haven't done those things, I really want to encourage you to do those things. Give up something. Give up something. Give up chocolates, give up a television show, give up a meal, give up a day, give up something and give it to God. Because what happens when you do that is you'll have to remind yourself why you do it. And you'll have to tell yourself, no, this is important. No, I want to do this. Yeah, I can feel that my body's saying eat, but really what I want is salvation or Jesus or whatever it is you gave up, more than you want whatever it was you gave up. And I want you to fail. Weird words from your pastor. But I want your discipline to be so strenuous that you fail. Because why? Because if you don't know where your edges are, then you don't know where your weakness lies. And until you come up to that line, you might be overconfident. You might think that you've got this. You might think that it's all kinds of easy. And I think that until you go 40 days without food, you can't tell me that you got this. Now, maybe you can go 40 days without food. Do that. Call me. Teach me how you're doing it. And when you fail, I can teach you how to succeed. We'll talk about that in a couple weeks. Take something on, give something up, join in the fight. Because it is a fight for your souls. So fight the good fight.